Girl, you look so fine, wanna say so much. Can you make a little time? Girl, you look so cute. Women getting at me just to get at you. I'm not sure what you did to me, but I like it. I love it. Oh, I'm not sure what you did to me, but I like it. I love it. Said I'm not sure what you did to me, but I like it. I love it. Oh, I'm not sure what you did to me, but I like it. I love it. Oh.
All right, we just hit the mother load. I'm here backstage at ISA, International Secret Agent 2009. I'm with my man, Grandmaster Jin, right here.
Yo, what's up? What's going on, Andy? I've never been referred to as the mother load before, so it's the mother load. Well, not just me. We got the mother load right here too, behind the camera. So, yo, thank you for coming. Good to see you, man.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to, find out what's going on with Jin, in the world of Jin. We heard that your free mixtape just dropped in Hong Kong. How was that? What was the reception like?
You want to know what's crazy? Like, I've been in Hong Kong for the last 6 months, right? I moved out there last year because I had an all-Chinese album that I released out there. But to answer your question about the mixtape, I can kind of also how do I say it? My English is kind of rusty now because I've been speaking nothing but Chinese for the last 6 months. I can also kind of express what I've observed about hip-hop culture in Hong Kong. So basically, I put out the album last year, right? And what I wanted to do was, before my next official Chinese album out there, I wanted to do a mixtape. Now, you and I know in the States, a mixtape is like run-of-the-mill. Like, everybody and their mom puts out a mixtape. You get a bunch of beats, you rap over them, and you put it out. You know what I mean? But the concept of that is still new in Hong Kong. So when I did that, right, like I just took like T.I. beats, I took Kanye tracks, Millie. Everybody in the States rhymed on Millie already. I did the same thing that I've been doing for the last 6-7 years. And not just me, but everybody. But I did a mixtape all in Chinese. So what I did was I pressed it up, got some sponsors, and it was like a crazy launch in Hong Kong. But the thing that I encountered the most, which kind of blew me away, is it was so new to them that it blew their mind that I was doing something like this. First of all, they're like, it's free? You're just gonna give this out? Like, everybody was just blown away like that. And I'm like, man, how do I even express to them that I'm not the first one to do this, and I'm not gonna be the last one to do this? This is like, if you don't do this in the States, you can't even survive, like, as an artist, you know what I mean? Because there's so much competition in the States. So that was number one. And then number two, they're just like, but isn't this T.I.'s?
So yo guys, right back at ya. Guess what I ran into? The 4C to the Power workshop. Yo, so check it out. All the musicians from the ISA concert are here doing a workshop for all the students over here in the Bay Area. So I'm gonna take a workshop myself, but in the meantime, right, I wanna check out this music video from 4 Asian dudes down in Southern California. Their name is called Seriously. No, seriously, that's their name. Alright, so go ahead and check out this video, the hit single, Irony.
Waking up slow on a Tuesday, grabbing a coffee and on my way, driving up, going 65, just another day to get by. On my mind is when I'll see the pretty face again. To have you in my arms would be the greatest God could give to me. Darling, won't you be my melody? We together, yeah, if we're meant to be. So won't you be the best of me? Will you be another memory? Won't you catch a minute with me? Maybe we'll get past this irony. It's crazy how that even now nothing's going as it should be. I'm still bitter, I'm trying to say I just wish the plan would go away. I wonder why we're stuck in this situation that's obvious. Maybe it's me, maybe it's her, maybe it's love, it's not for sure. Darling, won't you be my melody? We together, yeah, if we're meant to be.
so much competition in the States. So that was number one. And then number two, they're just like, but isn't this T.I.'s beat? How you gonna just rhyme on this beat and put it out? And you know, like, they're thinking about like copyright issues and things of that nature, which makes sense. But like, I had to try to break down to them, like, yo, I know it sounds crazy, but in the States, it's almost like unwritten. It's like an unwritten rule that everybody does this. You know what I mean? It's like to a point where it's almost crazy. If nobody uses your beat to rhyme, that basically means your beat is whack. You know what I mean? So that was interesting. I mean, they loved it. It was an interesting experience for me to do something that I've been doing for the last 10 years, like rhyming and doing mixtapes. But to do it all in Chinese was crazy. Man.
But well, that sounds like you really just broke a new front out there in Hong Kong.
Hopefully, I mean, I know there's cats out there that have done the mixtape thing before, but you know, I'm just learning about the whole society and the whole culture as I go along. Like, the thing that's crazy for me about moving out to Hong Kong and being an artist out there is I'm learning about the entertainment industry, but then also learning about my own culture, which is ill. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the ABCs out there, you know, and all the CBAs, whatever. Wherever you're from, wherever you're born, man, I think it's just important to know about your culture. I definitely think so.
As for you know, any upcoming Asian American hip hop artists, you know, ever since you became the first, you know, Asian Americans to actually.
I don't think I was the first.
You were definitely one of the most prominent. You know what I mean? You broke new ground for Asian Americans everywhere. What tips would you have for Asian American youth, just like myself, trying to be an MC? You know, make it up there in the game.
Wow. You know, that's a very dope question. And, you know, because I think about, like, when I was 16, 17, and I wanted to ask somebody for this type of advice or even suggestions, and I couldn't. There was nobody that I could ask. So first of all, I'm honored, you know, to be able to give this type of feedback back to younger artists. And there's a lot I would tell them, but if I had to sum it up, like just like 1 or 2 points that I feel like I've learned the most throughout my up and down career is you gotta really have a clear vision of what it is that you're after as an artist, and just as a young man or woman, or you know, or be it your man or woman. But yeah, I think that's the key, because a lot of times what happens is if you're not even sure what you're after, then you listen to what people are saying and it throws you off track. Like, you know, you can easily, people be like, oh yeah, well, he didn't do this, or he did do this, or he didn't do that. So the key is, as long as you know what, I'm happy with accomplishing this, and this, and I stick to the script, bam, I'm good, you know?
Now on your MySpace, you released a single track, you know, I'm in Hong Kong. It was like 7-8 minutes long. I listened to the whole thing like twice. You shouted out a lot of MCs. And that's different, you know? That's different because, you know, a lot of MCs are like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna do me, just me, you know? Yeah, exactly. Well,
the one thing that that's crazy that you're talking about that. I recorded that just right before I came out to SF, because I recorded that in Hong Kong and I sent it over. And yo, it's I wanted to make it known that I don't know none of those guys. All those guys that I shouted out, I was just shouting them out because I like their music. Now, how they are in person, I don't know, because I never met them. So sometimes, you know, artists can be pricks. Not to say any of those are, but I don't know. They're probably really nice guys as well. But you know, like I was like day and night, like I like that song. So I was just saying, I feel like hip hop is actually in a very dope place right now. Shout out to Far East.